Good morning. Day 36 on the Pacific Crest Trail. Going through north central Oregon. Trail is just kind of like what I showed you, been that way most of the day for yesterday afternoon. And that's what I expect today. I might make 25 miles. I'm pretty sure on this kind of trail, I'm going to be averaging more than 2 miles an hour. That's my plan for the day. As I've said before, no doubt I will say again, planning is everything. The plan is nothing. That's for my plan for today. Overcast, mild temperatures. It was 55 in my tent overnight was the low. So quite warm, you know. Okay. Planning is everything. The plan is nothing. That's my plan for the day. My plan for the next few days is to take the food that I got from the Vloskis, and I will probably go all the way to Big Lake Youth Camp in the next 4 days. Been there before, 4 years ago. I was the only one there, there was a caretaker that showed up in the morning. Otherwise, I was the only one in the camp. But I'll show you that later. Oregon. Now we're looking at planning, not just my next resupply, but how's Oregon going to go? And my thinking in Oregon is I will be able to do in-stride resupplies along the trail, either with purchasing food or supplies right on the trail, or getting a food box, or both, all the way to Ashland. Now I'm starting to look beyond that. How's the year going to go? My plan A has always been straight SoBo. Start at the Canadian border, go to the Mexican border. That's still my plan A, but I had a interesting conversation with a few northbounders, one of whom was Island Girl, and she's done the Sierra several times, including in October. And she said there's like a regular business where people will hire mule trains to come up. They rendezvous with them on the John Muir Trail PCT and resupply that way, because so many of the businesses or operations are closed down in October. It's still wonderful hiking weather there in the Sierras, but the businesses rely on people who are not hikers, and they begin to shut down for the winter. Specifically, VVR, Vermilion Valley Resort, this fish camp, a few miles off of the PCT, which has showers, meals, laundry, free tenting for PCT hikers, overflowing hiker boxes, wonderful place to go. I emailed them. Yeah, in October, we generally have few, if any, amenities at all. They're like winterizing. Tuolumne Meadows, another key place on the Tioga Road right in Yosemite. As far as I know, they're not even open for the year yet, and due to the snow. And they may be closed down. Maybe, I don't know, maybe they won't even open their mail service. They have a snack bar, camp store, etc. Okay, so that occupied my thought for a few days now. Yesterday, I met another guy who I'd previously met earlier. His name is Sea Gypsy, and he was providing trail magic at one of the parking lots. And he said, what you do is you just go through. You just sort of take more food. And so I was thinking about that. You know, you could do that. You could start at Sonora Pass with a full food bag. Whether or not Tuolumne Meadows is open, you can take the bus or hitch down to the valley. Okay, it may cost you a day to do that, but you know, you get a little break. Okay, so then you go to, I believe it would be Mammoth, and Mammoth is going to be open. It's a town off the trail, but it'll be easy to get to. And VVR, how do you get by VVR? And you just take enough out of Mammoth. You get down to Kearsarge, which is another pass off of the PCT, just to get on this side trail. At a minimum, takes a full day of hiking, and then whatever time, if you have to go all the way into town, or if you have a food box somehow provided for you, brought up by some trail angel, perhaps, to the bear lockers at Onion Valley. Anyway, those are the details. I want to talk about influence. Influence. We are influenced by those who are closest to us, by those we have some sort of connection with, trust, family, friends, within our inner circle. And we put much more weight on their opinions, whether or not they are based in fact or not. Many psychology studies have been done on this. You know, people will say, hey, my daughter's hairdresser's cousin said her husband got COVID even after he had the shot, therefore the COVID shot doesn't work. Well, because it's coming from someone, the immediate message is coming from someone close to you. It is a psychological trick, if you will, that you put much more weight or emphasis on that than if you just, track down the daughter's hairdresser's cousin's husband. But so I was placing a lot of influence on Island Girl and Sea Gypsy. I had my plan. Island Girl said, oh, yeah, everything's going to be shut down. Well, in truth, that is true. And I hadn't considered that, or it is likely to be true. And so I began thinking, well, I may have to flip forward in order to do the Sierras first. But now, just talking to Sea Gypsy, another hiker, someone who has street cred with me, shall we say, instant, although I had only met him briefly, very briefly, once back in Washington. He's part of the tribe, shall we say. And he said, no, you can do this. You can do this. And so now I'm thinking, well, maybe my plan A is still a solid plan A. To just continue on through directly, border to border, presuming, that there are going to be no wildfires, etc., or other closures that I have to deal with. But planning is everything. The plan is nothing. I have my plan for the day. I have my plan for the extended day, extended days and weeks, And I am now thinking about the further plan for California and specifically the Sierras, and considering my options. So those are my observations on planning for this morning. This is Timothy Lake. PCT runs right by it, and I think it's a reservoir. But there are a number of lakes in this area of Oregon. Very nice. Nice break from the forest. A lot of families camping alongside it too. I was reminded of a saying we had in the Navy while we were underway. That is, the days are long, the weeks are short. By that, I certainly meant sometimes when I'd go to sleep at night, I could barely remember the morning. It was like, oh, that was just ages and ages ago. So many things happened between then and now. And yet, a week would go by, and the only difference from one day to the next, well, two things. Twice a week we had laundry, so that was an excitement. But the thing that marked the weeks going by was Sunday chapel, and suddenly it would be Sunday again. The weeks are short. I realized today's Sunday. And last Sunday, I said I was going to try to do a weekly health update on Sundays. It just seemed like a day or two ago. The weeks are short. Okay, health update. Still having discomfort under the crowns of metatarsal crowns on my left foot. I was also getting a little problem, not quite a blister, under kind of the similar area on my right foot. So I stopped a little while ago, changed socks, just to air out my feet, and then kind of get a different thing for my feet to handle, if you will, sock-wise. Because I have different thicknesses of socks that I will mix and match depending on my mood, whatever. But I can do that, so I did that. My right knee has been hurting a lot in the last 2 or 3 days, I guess. So at the break, I took an Aleve and also 1 Tylenol, and it's a lot better. It's a lot better with just 1 Aleve. Otherwise, digestion. I ate too much pineapple at the buffet, and all that fiber caused me a little bit of distress yesterday, but everything's all okay now. I'm kind of amazed at how well my digestive system, my cardiovascular, being able to perform every day is working out, and it's working out. I was thinking about this with respect to alcohol. I don't drink much, and in recent years, even decades, I'll get a headache before I even, with a beer. And I had a cocktail at the Timberline Lodge, and I mean, I didn't even get a buzz. I think my liver is operating very efficiently, with everything else. It's good to get in shape. Not sure how much weight I've lost. It would be interesting to, see. I'd be willing to bet I've lost at least 10 pounds. Just, looking at my middle, which was a little flabby when I started, and near the all-time high weight that I've ever had in my life. My shoulder's been bothering me the last couple days, and then when I take my arm out of the shoulder strap, then I end up, leaning forward, which is not, it's not good. It's poor posture, it changes the gait, it changes all sorts of things. But things are going well. I have to report. We'll see if I set up here in a few miles, I don't know, 3-4 miles, something like that. It's going to be a dry camp if I do that, or if I press on another 3 miles beyond that, which would give me water. But if I make it to the next water source, I'm going to have, what am I going to have for the day? 27, 28 miles. I'll have to calculate it. We'll see when I get there. Maybe I'll put a little thing on the video, what I actually did. But I guess no matter what it is, I'm able to sort of perform at a pretty high level for someone my age. The other members of the Tramily are all a day ahead because they didn't stay overnight at Timberline. But I may end up ahead of them in a couple days, at least temporarily, because I think they're going to take a 0 in Bend, and I'm pretty much resolved not to do that. I think I'm just going to, power through, stop at Big Lake Youth Camp, maybe get a meal or two. That's one of my resupply boxes coming up here in a few days. Shower, laundry. It's all good. Sun's come out. Morale is high. And another week's gone by.